Our penultimate breakout session in this track features Qualys' Eran Livne, Senior Director Product Management, who will answer the question, to patch or not to patch. Please welcome Eran. That is the question.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Oh, I'll stand here so both sides can see me. So we had a session yesterday. We introduced our TrueRisk Mitigate and our new capabilities. What I would like to do here is a few things. First, basically talk about what we call the 5 steps dashboard and use it as a template to show you how you can use the product. Okay? So we'll go over it in a second, but my part will be to do some kind of recap, going over this 5-step dashboard. And then I have Mukesh, who is our SME. He will come in and he will do a dive-in demo where we can show you how you can do those things, some tips and tricks of how to use our product, including the new mitigation capabilities. Sounds good? Yeah. Let's start. OK, so this is what I had yesterday, but it's such an important sentence that I want to make sure that we all see it again. Availability management process shouldn't exist in isolation, right? It's a cross-cutting effort. Basically, it says that you have to work together, right? Really important, and we have to remember that. Now, we've talked about our patch management. We've talked about the number of vulnerabilities and patches that we were able to release. Again, the only what I want you to understand from that is this product works, and it works in scale. Okay? So the patch management program is being used by many of our customers. If you're not using it today, it's a great time to start. We've talked about our elimination. Eliminate. So Eliminate is a new SKU. It's a new product, basically. It's a new bundle. It includes 3 new things. Basically, patch is old, so it includes the old patch. If you already have patch, it includes that. It includes the Mitigate, and it includes the Isolate. Okay? What is Mitigate? Mitigate is our ability to respond to 3 different scenarios. I'll move so you can actually see the slides better. The first scenario that we are addressing are vulnerabilities that do not have a patch. Okay, those are the Win Verify, SMB, end-of-life software, all those CVEs that do not have a patch. Our team is mapping all those vulnerabilities to the action that you need to take to fix those vulnerabilities, so you don't have to bother. Second thing is what we can do if you do not want to deploy the patch. Okay, so mitigation, block a port, stop a service, all those kind of things. Again, we are exploiting the vulnerabilities, and we're basically giving it to you so you can deploy it, and the results will be reflected back in VMDR. Last but not least, 0 days. When a 0 day is released, in many cases, there's no patch. We will give you or share with you a script or whatever you need to do to reduce the risk of the 0 day until the patch is there. Once the patch is there, you can still use us to deploy it. Okay? So 3 things. Fix vulnerabilities without a patch. Help you with vulnerabilities that you do not want to deploy the patch for, so provide mitigations. And address 0 days. That's the first thing. That's what we call TrueRisk Mitigate. You can buy it as a standalone, or it's part of this big TrueRisk Eliminate. Second thing is TrueRisk Isolate. As the name suggests, it isolates the machine from the network. The difference between this and an EDR solution is we are focusing on a vulnerability. If you have a vulnerability that you don't want to exploit, so somebody to exploit, you can isolate the device from the network, and you can set exceptions. Okay? That's what we call TrueRisk Isolate. All the 3 of those, patch, mitigate, and isolate, are part of our new Eliminate. But what's really important to understand, the concept, the reason we're doing it is to help you address vulnerabilities. All type of vulnerabilities. As I said, everything is fully integrated into VMDR, which is a huge advantage, so you can close the loop. Once you deploy the mitigation, once you isolate the device, you will see VMDR says, you don't have to worry, this vulnerability has been mitigated. Okay? So we closed the loop, and we made sure that all the workflows, the patch workflows, the VMDR workflows, everything is combined. So you do not need to learn any new tool. It is built into one platform. So that was a quick recap of what we discussed yesterday. Now let's discuss on a 5-step dashboard. This is a dashboard that does not require anything patch. So if you guys don't have patch, you do have patch, doesn't matter. As long as you have VMDR and you collect VM data, you can use this dashboard. I highly recommend that you contact your TAM and ask them to give you this dashboard. It's just a JSON file. It's like any other dashboard that you use in VMDR. We just built it for you. Okay? And this is a very, very powerful dashboard to help you reduce risk. Again, you do not need to buy any solution of us, except of VM, to use this dashboard. So that's the reason I'm excited to share it with you, because it's just value. So what is this dashboard is all about? As I said, it's part of VMDR, doesn't require anything else, only required data, and it helps you address vulnerabilities efficiently. And the idea here, once you import this dashboard, you can work with your IT. Again, you don't need patch management. You can work with your IT to get to better result, and the dashboard will help you trace everything. So let's talk about this dashboard quickly, and then we can demo it and show you how you can use patch to get better results. And again, if you want this dashboard, talk to your TAM. They can easily send you the JSON file. It's not part of the platform inherently, okay? So you need to talk to your TAM, and it's just a JSON file. So this dashboard has 5 steps, as I said. First step, and it's not so clear here apparently, but what we're trying to say is help you by fixing third-party vulnerabilities from third-party application. Again, we look at your vulnerability data, we find vulnerabilities that are related to third-party application, and we can tell you how much percentage of those vulnerabilities you have. So 30% in this case, in this environment, of your open vulnerabilities are related to third-party. And what you can see in this pie chart, it will tell you how much of those vulnerabilities are critical. So in this example, more than half are critical and high. So in this specific environment, this environment has 30% of the vulnerability related to third-party applications, and half of them are critical. You can also see, and this is just a mock-up environment, but it takes 762 days on average to fix those vulnerabilities, and you can see the trend. So basically, I'm not doing a good job here. I stay high on how much time it takes me to fix those vulnerabilities. And those widgets will repeat between those steps. So steps 2 talk about something that I bet everybody here is familiar with. Vulnerabilities, Microsoft vulnerabilities that hasn't been fixed for 30 days. So Microsoft vulnerabilities that haven't been fixed so your SCCM guys didn't do their job. Again, this is not patch data. It just shows you, you can go to your guys, your SCCM guys, your big fix guys, and tell them, guys, look at the number. 28% of our vulnerabilities are because you guys haven't patched your Microsoft devices. And you can also show them how much critical those vulnerabilities and how much time on average it takes. Okay? So the first step is addressing the easy stuff, the third-party application. Second step become a little bit more difficult because we need to address the Microsoft ones. Third step talks about vulnerability that do not have a patch. Again, you don't need to buy our solution. You can see we mapped a lot, I don't remember how many, like 20 or 30 vulnerabilities that do not have a patch. And you can see the percentage in your environment of open vulnerabilities that do not have a patch. You can literally click on those, and you will see which vulnerabilities they are. So again, without using this eliminate thing, you can just go ahead and learn about those vulnerabilities. What Mukesh will show you is once you have eliminated how easy it is to actually address those. But again, I want to make sure you don't need patch to get this data and get the value. Fourth is the hardest thing, to be honest. Those are vulnerabilities that are not Microsoft, and they are server-based vulnerabilities. So the Apaches, the Javas, those ones that are very hard to fix. How many you have? And we'll give you this list so you can work with your IT to fix those. Okay? That's step number 4. Step number 5, this is the hidden gem at the end. You see the number is very low, almost less than 0.1%. And the reason it's low, it's Mac devices. Most of us will have a very limited number of Mac devices. Okay? So expect this number to be low, but we still have to address those. Because the Mac does have vulnerabilities. So this gives you the count for Mac-based vulnerabilities. So to summarize, the idea with this dashboard, you can again ask your TAM to send you the JSON, is to help you work with your IT team to be more efficient and address vulnerabilities in your environment based on those 5 recommendations. And with that, what I would like to do, I would like to call Mukesh to join me to the stage. And Mukesh is one of our SMEs, so he can help us with everything patch, but he will walk you through the same dashboard, but now in live, and he will do a demo, and he will show you how you can use the patch product, how you can use the eliminate product based on those kind of recommendation to address the vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Mukesh, the stage is yours.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks, Eran, for the wonderful session. So hello, I'm Mukesh Chaudhary, Principal SME Remediation. So I'm going to talk about this dashboard, how easy to implement it, and what's the importance of this dashboard, right? So Eran has already explained these steps, like step 1 is this, step 2 is this. So I will go directly to what's the implementation of it. I'm just scrolling and showing, again, like first one is for the third party, second one is for fixing Microsoft vulnerability, which has age more than 30 days. Third one is the vulnerability which doesn't have patches, right? Yeah. So let's focus on the first step, right? So let's go to prioritize products. So if you are seeing this list, right? So this list will bring the product with their vulnerability count and like how many vulnerabilities are introduced in last 2 years, right? So if you take example of Chrome, I will just go to the Chrome. So you are seeing all the products here. So if I take example of Chrome, there are 2,300 vulnerabilities are introduced just for Chrome. So that means my security guys has to deal with these number of vulnerability, like 2,300, again, 2,300, just for one application. And this is very easy for IT guys to automate because these applications like browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Zoom, VLC, these are very less operational risk, and these can be automate easily, right? So, and like Chrome vulnerability comes every weekend, like in every month or every 2 weeks, you can see the Chrome vulnerability, and like you are enjoying with your family at San Diego beaches, right? So once the vulnerability comes in, even Firefox introduced like one vulnerability today itself, in the morning itself, like 5 a.m. So if that vulnerability pops up, you don't have to worry about, because our automation will take care of it. So for that, let's see how we can automate that. So let's sit together, our security guys and the IT guys. Both can sit together, just see this report, right? And they can finalize which product I need to prioritize, which has less operational risk, because these app doesn't require a reboot. These just require a relaunch of the applications, right? So what we can do, we just have to select it. Here I am selecting Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Wireshark, and Zoom client, right? And I will go to Actions and create a job using Query here. So it will automatically push me into the Jobs tab, and I just rename the name of the job because in future, if I want to review this job, if I want to edit something, I can easily track down, okay, I put it as like automated patch job for prioritized products, right? So if I click Next, here I can select the tags here. Like it is auto-populating, like I'm using Cloud Agent. You can select whatever tag you want. You can just put it here, right? And click Next. And this is the main thing, like the query is auto-populating. If you see the query, I'm also going to expand it. So if you see Edge, Firefox, Chrome, all the queries has been populated. And if I click on Preview, so this query is automatically giving me the list of the patches, the latest package with the publish date and also all the metadata that we have. So every time when this job will run, it will automatically fetch the latest packages which are available for specific applications, and it will automatically push into the job, right? And here, this is the most important thing because we are going to automate this stuff, and like this will be a recurring job, right? So you are already familiar with. So we can select recurring, or like you can go for a daily. My recommendation will be like you can go for twice a week. Like you can go for Monday, Friday, and you can put it like whatever time you want to put it. Like I'm putting as 2 a.m. here, and yeah, I will click Next. And I will select all the required optional messages if I want to, and I will save and enable, right? So, and the job has been created and it has been enabled. So whenever this time hits, this patch job will automatically fix all the vulnerabilities that are there for these apps, right? So yeah, let's again go back to prioritize products. So that tab, that patch automation tab, is a proactive approach where you can fix the vulnerabilities and you have the patch job ready, and whenever the vulnerability comes in or whenever the vulnerability release, it will be fixed automatically, right? And this is the risk recommendation tab where you can see which of the vulnerabilities in my environment are present and which has higher criticality, right? So from here, this dashboard, or you can say this report, will be helpful where there is a emergency patching you need, like if there is a critical zero-day exposed. So this risk reduction recommendation will be helpful like in a good manner. So here you can also, like, if you want to, like if there is a emergency patching condition and if that is showing up, you can select the patches here and you can directly create a job for it. Same way that I did for the prioritized product. So mainly this will be on demand because this is this will be a like emergency patch condition. So all the 2 jobs has been created. So yeah, this is the step 1, and let's move back to step 2, like fixing the old Microsoft vulnerability which has age more than 30 days, right? So right now you can see there are 28.57% in my environment that are causing, if I fix those vulnerability, this number of vulnerability will be remediated. So let's see the other way to do it from the VMDR itself. So I'm going to VMDR. Let's create a prioritization report for it. So, so if I click here, I will just put the cloud agent thing. I'm just selecting a tag. I will prioritize the products, and I will use the query to find out the vulnerability which has age more than 30 days. So it will give me the list of the vulnerability which is there. So right now I'm taking example of, so in my environment there is a vulnerability called June 2021. So let's create a patch job for it, and let's see how it is how patch management is correlating with this QID and how it is fetching all the packages or patches for this. So the same thing, and like here you can see there are, so I just selected one QID there, and it is auto fetching or auto correlating with the 4 patches here, right? So even with the latest packages. So patch, the beautiful thing is patch will take care of everything. You just need to create a job or automate the things, right? So here all the patches are seen here, and if I click next, you can schedule it as per your downtime, because I have selected a Microsoft patches. This may be required a reboot kind of thing, right? So I have put all the things there, and I will save it. The second thing which I need to like show you, the ring job concept, because every time patch Tuesday comes, your IT guys will not able to do like create job every month and do. So we have a ring job concept where you can create the jobs that should be tested on lab environment or dev environment first. Then if that is successful, it will goes to the prod. Then it will go to the most critical one, that is the domain controller ones, right? So we can put it like dev server first, then we can go for prod, they can go for DC1, DC2, kind of this. So let's see how to create it. So we can create a deployment job. We can put it as a ring 1 dev deployment, and I will include the asset here. So yeah, and I am just putting the QQL which is fetching me the security patches for the Microsoft, and I will not I am not required a preview patches here. So I am putting this query. It will automatically give me the patches whenever this job ran, and I will click next, and this is the main thing where I have to schedule as per patch Tuesday. So please get attention to it. So I am selecting patch Tuesday. I will select as a monthly. I will select as patch Tuesday, and I will set it after 1 day. So this will deploy on lab machine or dev machine, and whenever this time hits, it will automatically those live dev machine or lab machine will auto patch. And if it is got successful, then we will go to the prod environments. So, so all the steps will be the same, but yeah. So I'm just putting the same thing here, creating tag. So I'm just selecting the prod servers here, add a tag. And this is the most important thing. I am selecting the patch from another job. So this is the most important thing you have to do when you create a ring job, right? So I am selecting the patches from the previous job that I created for dev environment. So this is the most critical thing which I want to show it here. You can click next and do the same thing like as per the schedule. Like I am putting as recurring monthly Tuesday patch, and it will go like T plus 3 days, right? And all the messages, I will explain this. So similarly way, I will create a job for DC1 and DC2, right? I also wanted to give explanation about the pre-action, like you already know about the pre-action. So we have a capability there. You can run a script if you have like you want to do like snapshot before patching. So you can run a PowerShell script that will do snapshot before patching. Even if you want to install a software, you can do that. If you want to uninstall a software, you can do that before patching. If you want to change a registry key, same thing. The latest thing which we added is system reboot. This is the forced reboot that we added recently. Most of the IT guys has headache for the system reboot. They have to reboot, plan the reboot for patching. They have to plan the reboot for the maintenance window. Whenever the server owner asks, just reboot my system. So this option will help you on that. Many IT guys like uses different solutions for just for reboot, many automation like Puppet or Ansible kind of thing. So you can use, if you have patch, you can use this feature. You can also like, if you want to clean the PVR keys, like if the PVR keys is there, you're not able to do patching, right? So if you select this option in a pre-action before patching, you can easily do the reboot thing. Even if you want to like push the reboot request, if you are rebooting the workstation, you can do that. You can also put the deferments and all the stuffs there, right? So yeah. So let's move to the step 3, which is about the vulnerability which doesn't have the patches. Like Eran has already shown you, like yesterday's session, that the capability that we are introducing, that the true risk eliminate. So for that, I am going to VMDR. I am finding the, like you can see, it is showing me a mitigation, like the QID has mitigation, QID has remediation. I'm searching for one of the QID there, like WinTrust vulnerability that was released back in 2013. And like it was exploited wild in last year, like 3CX vulnerability, if you know about, even they were using this vulnerability. And even Z-loader malware groups, even they uses this vulnerability. So this is very critical in terms of ransomware, in terms of malware. So what I'm searching the QID here. I will select all the all the asset where this vulnerability present, and I will remediate it. I will create a remediate job for it. And same way, like it will automatically go back to the patch management, and it will create a you can say remediate job for it. So it will add a third padding check in every asset where there is a vulnerability there, right? The step 4 is fixing the vulnerability for where there is hard to patch, like the Java ones. The IT guys has to like ask the Java owners or the developers, like, can I update your Java? Or can I update your Java libraries? So because if they update it, and if they update their libraries, maybe there are chances their application might not run, right? So on that cases, like, or suppose a higher risk vulnerability came in for Java, and you want to reduce the risk of it, so you can use the true risk eliminate to mitigate those risks. So I am taking one example for it. I will again go back to VMDR. I will search the one of the vulnerability called Jenkins, which has mitigation called you can block the port for Jenkins, or you can disable the feature for a Groovy script. So I will create a mitigate job for it, same way I did for remediate job, and I will fix, or I will reduce the risk of this vulnerability, right? So these are very simple steps. You can these are very simple UI. You can say, like, many of the customer has told me, like, the Qualys UI is very simple, even for other modules too. So I will go to the last step, which, like, there are few machines that we have in my environment that is showing there. So we have complete support for Mac. That is, like, we have complete support for security patches, non-security patches, third party. So we have complete. You can easily create a job from here also. You can also go to Jobs tab. You can use the same QQL, like I'm just pushing one job for it, one security job for it, like is security is true, I will create a job for it. Every time it will run at same time, and this will be a recurring job, right? So yeah, is security is true, click next, and I will schedule that same way that I did for Windows and all the things. Yes. I was selecting just a day week. I will select the time here. I will select next, and I will do all the options here, and I will save this job. Similarly, like, we have complete coverage for Linux also. So we have all REHL-based server support, like if you talk about Rockhill, Alma, Red Hat, CentOS, even SUSE, Debian, Debian, Ubuntu. So we have complete support for that. Before I hand over to Eran to closer, I will show we have a custom remediation capability also, like CAR. And like, you know, the Zoom vulnerability, like many users install Zoom in their user space, and like, and sometimes it's very hard to patch it. So we have a script called in our library. We have a script called like to find those Zoom installation, and if it is fine, it will uninstall it, and it will install it in the admin space, right? So this is the script which I'm talking about. I will just import it, and I will just run it here, right? The same way I did for the patch, the flow is same. So yeah, let me hand over to Eran. I think he will be there. Maybe he's drinking some water.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mukesh. Okay, so hopefully it was insightful. There's what Mukesh showed you, right, is what we can do today, but many, many new things are coming. So we invest a lot in the product. You saw the eliminate, you saw the isolation. It makes it bigger. Let me spend 1 more minute or 2 more minutes going over what's actually coming in 2025. So a few things. Mitigate and isolate, what we discussed, we're gonna invest more and more in that, gonna make it the best product we can make. Second thing is what I demoed yesterday. I know that not all of you can use our agent, or it's really hard for you to convince your IT team to use our agent and not use the old SCCM. Why? Because no reason, but they just like SCCM. If that's the case, we're gonna allow you to communicate, or basically build a connector that allows you to create those jobs. So the security team, you guys, will decide what vulnerabilities to fix or mitigate, and you're basically gonna create a ready job for your SCCM team, which means your SCCM team do not have to go to our console, and you do not configure and you do not run anything on SCCM. You just prepare it for them. You basically package it for them, if you're familiar with the terms. Okay? So your SCCM teams will continue to use SCCM or Intunes to deploy those patches, to deploy those mitigation. So they're not in our console, they're just in their SCCM, but you'll be able to see all the results back in our console. So you will tell them what to do. You'll say, here's the vulnerabilities that I want you to fix or mitigate. You'll tell them how, but they're gonna use SCCM with all its processes to deploy those mitigation and patches. Oh, sorry, go back. Virtual patch, another big things. We'll start with container and move forward. Virtual patch is protecting in memory. So what we're doing with mitigation, we're blocking a port, stopping a service, making changes on the box to protect this vulnerability, to mitigate the vulnerability. With virtual patch, what we're gonna do in memory. Now, if you think about it, we know exactly which vulnerabilities you have open. So we're going to, for this specific vulnerability, if we see the vulnerability is open, only then we're going to apply this virtual patch. It will be very, very surgical. So there's a very low chance of something breaking. Last but not least, integration. ServiceNow, others, Jira, integration with ticketing systems. So if you guys are using us, you'll be able to start with creating tickets, and then the customer, your end users, will get the ticket and be able, or application owners, will get the ticket and will be able to start a job directly from the ticket. Okay? So we're going to integrate with all those big ServiceNow and others. And there are many, many more features that are coming, smaller features like rerun jobs and improving the rings that Mukesh showed you, and other things that are very, very specific to patch, but we will make it much, much, much better product. Okay? So I'll just go very quickly on that. On-demand agent, so the agent can start, so the user will be able to say, start a job, and you'll be able to do it from the user. Okay? And with that, I think our time is past. Not before our time is past. Linux support. For those of you that have Linux, we're going to support every Linux possible. So if you're not using us for Linux, it's a great way to cover literally all your Linux variants. And I think with that, I would like to thank you, everybody. And thank you very much.